I love you.
I love you too, Jenny.
Do you really?
Of course I do.
Ben?
Yeah?
I'm pregnant.
The overwhelming majority of teen mothers never marry the father, and single parenthood is a long road to walk by yourself. Learn to say no and mean it.
Every swing.
There it goes.
Every catch.
He's there.
Sunday Night Baseball, the Wednesday doubleheader. Coverage that's going deep all season from the people who do it best.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Ready to party. So where's the tunes?
Yeah.
Make way for the food.
All right. Late as usual. Hand it over.
Everyone will have a better time when you show some consideration for others.
Let's party.
If you're sharing quarters with others, remember that your space is also their space.
The Susquehanna River begins in the mountains of New York. Its upper reaches are 440 miles from its mouth. It surges through canyons and valleys in the Allegheny Mountains. Winding through Pennsylvania and Maryland, the Susquehanna has the largest average flow of any river in the eastern United States. Below Harrisburg, the capital of Pennsylvania, the Susquehanna passes over a series of falls and dams into the tidal zone, finally merging with the salty waters of the Chesapeake Bay.
Bands have long been associated with Mexican culture, and their history is as colorful as their dress. The intricate metal ornament and embroidered design adorning the jacket and pants add to the festive entertainment. Their origins can be traced back to the mid-1800s in the rural area of Jalisco. Early mariachis blended folk music from Spain, Mexico, and Africa. Their distinctive music might have never expanded its audience had it not been for the band Mariachi Vargas. In 1932, the band moved from Jalisco to the more populous Mexico City. There, the lively music caught everyone's attention when they played at Mexico's presidential inauguration. Embraced by the people, it soon became a national treasure. Their brilliant, crisp melodies are shared at virtually every Mexican celebration and are a source of great pride for those Americans who trace their roots to Mexican descent.
This is an AFRTS News Minute. The people who move the U.S. military say conducting operations in Afghanistan has presented some pretty major transportation challenges. The commander of U.S. Transportation Command, General John Handy, spoke of the challenges in an interview with the AFRTS News Center and the American Forces Press Service.
The greatest challenge with Afghanistan, of course, is it's a landlocked country. We've shipped in virtually everything that's consumed or sustains our troops, everything they use in battle or in maintaining peace. It's all gone by air, and it's a greatly constrained pipe that we're trying to put it through.
General Handy says we couldn't have picked a more challenging place anywhere in the world for a military operation. That's an AFRTS News Minute from Washington. I'm Warren Lee.
Here's what's coming up on AFN Sports.
From the AFRTS News Center in Washington, this is the 2-Minute Report. I'm Gene Brink. Defense officials acknowledged Monday some civilians were accidentally killed during a U.S. airstrike last week in central Afghanistan. At a Pentagon briefing, spokeswoman Victoria Clark said, while final casualty numbers still aren't known, a joint U.S.-Afghan team, headed by an Air Force general officer, is being assembled to conduct a full investigation.
The team will take as long as they need to tour the sites, interview villagers, pilots, forward air controllers, and special forces, and to do as thorough as possible a job on the investigation. There is a lot of ground to cover, but we will work hard to get as many answers as possible.
Lieutenant General Gregory Newbold said while civilian lives may have been lost, U.S. air crews were firing in self-defense.
I don't think there's any question that our aircraft and our forces on the ground were fired at. So the investigation will determine the detail of what specifically precipitated the strike, and we'll defer to that.
As we have said repeatedly, we go to extraordinary lengths to avoid civilian casualties, and will continue to do so going forward as we prosecute the war on terrorism. We know they occurred, and we regret every one of them, but we do not have hard and fast numbers from what we have seen thus far.
General Newbold said the United States continues to have what he called a significant and viable mission in Afghanistan. He cited the discovery over the weekend of another large cache of weapons.
Our forces found a cache that included 29 of the shoulder-fired anti-air missiles of various makes, and we were glad to have recovered them, obviously.
That's the 2-Minute Report. I'm Gene Brink.
Here's what's coming up on AFN Sports.
Best friends, best prices, guaranteed. It's a promise we made to serve you with the best of all good things. Cause the best of the best deserve the best, and that's just what AFIS brings. No matter where you're stationed, count on us to fill your needs. Best brands, best prices, guaranteed.
This school year, USAFE and Dodds will continue the 2-year test of school boards at command installations. School boards bring your school staff and parents to the table to voice concerns and have a stronger say in decisions affecting your child's education. School boards are a great way of doing business. I urge every parent to get involved and work together with Dodds for the good of all of our children.
Some professional training can be pretty boring, filled with dull lectures. But not MWR training. Looking for exciting interactive training? Want to enhance your job expertise and performance? Become competitive for promotions and raises? MWR Training and Development Europe provides hands-on training in all areas of MWR. For more details, check out our website.
Athletes are pretty well known for their superstitions, but I gotta be honest, our guys can be pretty quirky too.
Oh, good show, Ken. You too.
There's this one time Brian had a great show, didn't bathe for 17 days straight.
This year, though, it's been a very different story.
The worst had to be when Dan spilled clam chowder, Manhattan clam chowder, all over Reese. Had his best show ever. course, that got old for Reese really quickly.
Yeah.
He's in makeup.
Okay.
It's just a couple of people and everybody's expecting me.
It's a school night, young lady.
But Dad, you don't understand.
I said no.
But Dad, if you just listen to me for a second.
Perspective can be a tricky thing. From a kid's point of view, parents can sometimes seem cruel and unfair.
Dad, we're saying goodbye to Mary. Her dad got transferred back to Washington.
Oh, then when will you be home?
By 9. I know, it's a school night.
When people don't listen, it widens the communication gap. Understanding your kids begins with listening to them.
Want to know what's going on in Europe? UCOM.mil has the answer. With news, photos, and daily updates, you'll know the who, what, and when instantly. If it's happening in the field, the community, or just looking for info, UCOM.mil is the answer. UCOM.mil. Be in the know.
This month, Air Force News on assignment takes you on vacation the Space A way. Space available travel with Air Mobility Command. On assignment, Wednesday after sports on AFN Atlantic.
If you'd like to find out more about DoD schools worldwide, check out the Department of Defense Education Activity website at dodea.osd.mil.
Were barely getting by, and luxuries were few. By the time the nation recovered, smaller, more economical planes had become the standard. And this luxury airliner never made it off the blueprints.
Spooky music, you know what that means.
Yeah, this guy's in trouble.
What did you want to talk to me about, Walter?
Well, and make it fast.
What kind of people do you like, Carla?
People who are street smart.
And taller.
Thinking people.
That leaves you out, Sparky.
Look, it's terrorists or us.
Oh, alleys are always safe places to hide.
Escape routes and the people who don't plan them on the next Donahue.
I knew I should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque.
Submitted for your approval. A man fleeing for his life. Could it have been avoided?
Yes, he could have avoided this whole mess by using some common sense, but no, not Sparky.
When overseas, avoid becoming a target for terrorists. Always be aware of your surroundings. Stay alert and use common sense. Being street smart is the smart way to avoid being a victim of terrorism.